My story begins with the Ekala Environmental Protection Society, which was established on the 1st of November 1994. At that time, the Board of Investment was looking after environmental matters in the Ekala area, which had quite a few polluting industries. We had a very good relations with the Board of Investment, and thereafter with the Central Environmental Authority, which took over the environmental matters in the Ekala area, especially relating to the environmental protection license, the regulations relating to which were by Act of Parliament in 1989. Now, I must explain to you that during the time we dealt with the Central Environmental Authority and Board of Investment, they took notice of what we were saying, and certain corrective measures were taken, even though not sufficient. But things began to degenerate from 1998 or so. Things began to degenerate, where industrialists began to operate totally ignoring the environmental protection regulations, that is, without even the basic environmental protection license. So things went on like this for some time, and in the year 2009, I made application to the Human Rights Commission. Actually, I made 4 applications beginning May 2009, going on to about August 2009. My first application relating to a company called Rhino Asbestos Roofing Limited was taken up on in July 2009. The inquiry was held, and I was awaiting the outcome of this inquiry and also the other applications, the remaining 3 applications. But when I spoke to the inquiring officer, he said, I have done my part, but you better check with so and so in the investigation section what is happening to your matter. So I did my best to find out, but I knew that these things have been pigeonholed, because the same inquiring officer informed me that a particular lady had pigeonholed my application. Things went on like that, and when the new chairman, Justice Priyantha Perera, took over, I wrote many letters to him, and he ordered that all my matters should be re-investigated. So what they did was they put all these things together and conducted inquiry in August 2011. I must explain to you that the 4 applications which I had made to the Human Rights Commission were relating to 2 factory complexes, namely Melwire Limited of Temple Road, Ekala, and Rhino Products Limited, which is a subsidiary of Rhino Roofing Products Limited, newly established at 111 Maitri Mawata, Ekala. Now I must explain to you briefly that in the establishment of any factory in a flood protection area, these 2 areas are flood protection areas, and environmental impact assessment is mandatory. It's a must. But the most important matter which I had raised was that there was no environmental impact assessment report prepared, and also that the Melwire was operating without even an environmental protection license, which is an absolute must under the National Environmental Act. So going back to Justice Priyantha Perera, ordering that an inquiry should be held into all 4 matters which I had presented, 4 cases which I had presented in 2009, the matters were taken up for inquiry by the Honorable Inquiring Officer, and I presented my case to the Inquiring Officer, and subsequently at his request I made very detailed written submissions relating to Melwire, relating to Rhino, and also in addition to that relating to the rule of law. Rule of law is an absolute must when it comes to human rights matters. After all, we as human beings are differentiated from the animals in the animal kingdom, where we have got the rule of law. So let me continue with the story. That is, there was an inquiry, there were the written submissions, followed by a further inquiry, at which the respondents in the matter, Central Environmental Authority, the Board of Investment, the Jayala Pradesh Sabha, the Low-Lying Areas Reclamation Board, and the Urban Development Authority were the respondents. So after all this, the inquiring officer declared categorically that my fundamental rights have been violated. He also recommended that the production activities in these two factories should be immediately stopped. The date on which the recommendations were made were the 12th of January 2012. But nothing happened. Then I went back to Mr. Priyantha Perera, the Justice Priyantha Perera, and told him, look here, this is happening. He summoned everybody. That is, the 5 respondents were summoned on the 3rd of May 2012. Then, when everybody was assembled, I said, this is the situation. Recommendations are made, nothing happening. Then, what happened was, the secretary of the Human Rights Commission is saying, they have got licenses. I said, licenses for what? Then he is saying, environmental licenses. I said, how can they have environmental license? They don't have licenses. I said, not only that, they never prepared an environmental impact assessment report. Then everybody was, looking at each other's face. So then there was a lot of talk. I was very unhappy about it. But they finally decided that a third party called NBRO, National Building Research Organization, should be brought in. That they should be given 3 months to prepare a report. And the most important matter is that I was told to give my terms of reference for preparation of this NBRO report. Now I prepared, within the specified 1 week, I prepared the report. I prepared my terms of reference. Handed it over to Mr. Muthukudarachchi's office, the Deputy Director General's office. Right? With all that, right, 3 months elapsed, nothing happened. They were given 1 more extension. Nothing happened. Now after about 8 months, a report has come out. But my point is, in basic violation of the principle of both parties being heard, audi alteram partem, the National Building Research Organization produced a bias report where they gave covering fire for the environmental authorities. So, all these are matters which I brought to the notice of the Human Rights Commission. I have not received any information from the Human Rights Commission on the half a dozen letters which I have written to them. So that was the prevailing situation. In the meantime, we decided that we will go to the Supreme Court. We would go to the Supreme Court and bring to their notice the fact that my fundamental rights continue to be violated. In short, there is a continuous violation of my human rights, fundamental rights. We went to the Supreme Court. The matter was taken up in the Supreme Court, and we were told to notice the people. On the second occasion, my client amended the petition to the Supreme Court and included the 2 parties. In this fundamental right, he included 2 parties. That is Rhino of 111 Maitri Mahawata and Melwire. Now Melwire, on the next occasion, 31st of January, didn't appear in court. On the 31st of January, same day, Mr. Romesh Silla appeared for Rhino. He claimed that the company had an environmental license. The company had an environmental license, which we knew was a total lie. Anyway, my counsel, right, was shown a piece of paper, and my counsel informed court that he was not pursuing the matter any further. But before that, he said that in court. I told my counsel, please ask for another date, right, because there is something really wrong going on. It never happened. So finally my case was terminated. I have now written to the Chief Justice saying that there has been a travesty of justice. I have told my whole story. I have given my background as a chartered engineer, as a holder of an MBA, all those things I have said, that I'm just not a loafer or a busybody, that I have done environmental work for 18 whole years. I have put down everything. I have put down the fact that I have written to my counsel that nothing has happened with him. So finally I am pleading with court that this travesty of justice be reversed. So the prevailing situation is that I have written to His Lordship the Chief Justice. I am awaiting a reply, but my fundamental rights continue to be violated. The rights of the poor people, the poor innocent people of Ekala, continue to be violated by these polluting companies, especially a certain company which is producing a product which is banned in 55 countries of the world. But I must explain the reasons for this. The reasons for this are that the World Health Organization has declared that all forms of asbestos are carcinogenic. When I say all forms, it includes the white asbestos which is used in our country today. So the World Health Organization declares in 2006 that asbestos is a carcinogen. The factory which is producing today, it has been producing for 1.5 years without an environmental license. It is engaging manpower labor. The most dangerous thing in this is that manpower labor can be terminated just like that. They don't have to be submitted to any medical checks as required by the Board of Investment when they gave the license for the establishment of this factory. That is one. That is, the carcinogenic material can form cancers in the lungs, mesothelioma, and so many other things where you are going to have the symptoms surfacing after 20, 25, 30 years. That is, it's a lurking killer. But the authorities are not bothered about all that, right? They are turning a blind eye for reasons which we all very well know. Now I come to Melvaya. Melvaya is established on the reservation, partly on the reservation of the Ekala waterway. Our area is flood prone. The area comes under schedule G18 of the flood protection regulations under Act 35 of 1986. With all that, the Sri Lanka low-lying areas reclamation corporation has been turning a blind eye and a deaf ear to all the complaints which we have made to them. So here we have the company showering the area with particles, steel particles. Why steel particles? Because they are using scrap material. Ideally, a steel plant like this should use 50% scrap and 50% sponge iron. That is the mix which is amenable to any pollution control. But what is happening is that they are using only 12% of sponge iron. The rest is all scrap. So what happens? All the tin cans, all the rubbish, right? Once it is melted, it goes into the air because there is no proper filtration process. In our area, people got organized. There were thousands demonstrating, but finally the leadership gave in to bribery, right? And the people are just left totally helpless. So now I have spoken about two companies. The two companies are running without environmental protection license. They were established without an environmental impact assessment report. But the Central Environmental Authority is sleeping. I have already explained to you about the fundamental rights action in the Supreme Court, which was taken up on the 31st of January, where the counsel for Rhino claimed that they have got an environmental license. Now, even at that time, I very well knew that they didn't have an environmental license. Mr. Romesh De Silva just said, yes, we have got an environmental license. And as far as I remember, the court never inspected that environmental license. In addition to that, Melvaya was not even represented. Even though my court action was terminated, Melvaya was not represented on that occasion. I have got a letter now. Actually, it's not one letter, I got two letters, where I have been informed that neither of these companies had got have any environmental licenses, and the piece of paper, I call it a piece of paper because it's a worthless piece of paper, which was waived in court by Mr. Romesh De Silva, was in fact of no value. It was just a piece of paper because the Central Environmental Authority has informed me that they have no license. Rhino, Melvaya also has no license, but they are fearlessly carrying on with their activities. I was referring to the various government organizations funded by the taxpayers' money. There is another important organization, the Sri Lanka Standards Institution. The Sri Lanka Standards Institution is supposed to look at the various aspects relating to a product. Undoubtedly, finally it's a product, but we have to look at the thing in its totality. It's like a fruit drink manufacturer. If a fruit drink manufacturer produces in unhygienic surroundings, then they can't give an SLA. Similarly, the problem is there with Melvaya, where there is huge pollution taking place. Currently, they are without an EPL. Then, as regards Rhino, the new factory never had an EPL. They never prepared an environmental impact assessment report. They never prepared. But now, the deputy director in charge of the unit tells me they are processing the application for SLS. So I asked him, how can you process? The company has no EPL. The people are protesting. Right? There's a Human Rights Commission case. In fact, we have gone to the Supreme Court. Why don't you take all those things into consideration? So what I say is that even the processing of this application should now be suspended, because there are so many matters where this BOI, so-called BOI industry is up to mischief. So these are matters that the Sri Lanka Standards Institution will have to take into consideration.
මේකයි කතන්දරේ මේ ආයතනයෙන් දුම්ම කරදරයක් තියෙන රැස් නිදා ගන්නත් බෑ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ යකට අරයට ගන්න පෙරලනවා ආරම්භ කරනවා දුම මේ දුම 50000 පහත් වෙනවා දුම මේ ඇතුලේ ඉන්නත් බෑ. ඒත් වශයෙන් අපි මේ ඉඩම් ගන්නකොට 1980 ගණන් වල මේ ඔක්කොටම පොදු කටයුතු වලට වෙනම අක්කර 10ක් විතර වෙන් කරලා තිබුණා. ඒ අක්කර 10 තමයි මේගොල්ලෝ මේ අරගෙන මේ එක එක්කෙනාගේ මාර්ගයෙන් මේව කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. මොකද අපි දන්නවා ඒ කාලේ මේ ඉඩම් වෙන්දේසි කරන්න බෑනේ පොදු කටයුතු වලට මේ ලොකු ඉඩම් කට්ටියන්නේ අක්කර 165ක ඉඩමක් මේක. ඉතින් මේ වෙන්දේසියේ වික්කේ ඒව පෙන්නුම් කරලා මිනිස්සුන්ට. නමුත් අද ඒව නැහැ අපිට.
මේක කලින් මෙච්චර දුවිල්ලක් දුමක් එහෙම තිබුණේ නැහැ. දැන් තමයි මොකද හැමදාම දැන් ගේ සෝදලා තමයි මේව කරන්න ඕනේ. පොඩි එක්කෙනා විතරම ලෙඩ වෙනවා. මේ කියන්නේ හැම්බිරිසාව පපුවේ මහන්සියට වගේ තමයි එන්නේ. මේ ගිහින් දොස්තරෙන් යවම අහනවා මොකක් හරි දුවිල්ල වදිනවද එහෙම කියලා. අපි කිව්වා නෑ මෙහෙම දුමක් වගේ එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා කිව්වා. ඊට පස්සේ කිව්වා බබාට හතියට එන්න වගේ තියෙන පොඩ්ඩක් පරිස්සම් කරගන්න කියලා. දැන් වැස්ස තියෙන දවසට මේ දුම වටේම නිකන් මී දුම වගේ තියෙන්නේ. කාලුවට රෙදි වේලෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. රෙදි වල දුවිලි ගතිය තියෙන ෆැක්ටරියෙන් පස්සේ තමයි ඔබ තිබුණේ. නැත්නම් පොඩි කාලේ අපිට වම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබුණේ. දැන් ඇවිදලා බැලුවත් එහෙම ගෙවල් ඇතුලේ එහෙම මේ කකුල් එහෙම කළු පාට තමයි තියෙන්නේ.